Hey, how are we doing, people? How are we doing? You got an error screen. Mission aborted. No. Let me see. No. Saying I'm live. I can see me. Let's just wait for everybody to catch up then. Or are we live? Can people see me? I think we're good. A quick refresh fixed it. A-okay. You're fine. Cheers, Derek. Well, we've got loads of people in. Oh dear, it's going to take me ages to get through you lot here today. Yes. I think everybody could be off work. That was my thoughts anyway. I thought people are going to be off work. I did mention in Sunday's live stream that I might pop on in the week, and I did have a few comments and a few other bits and pieces about coming on. So you know, people stuck at home, you're going to run out of things to do pretty sharpish. I got plenty to do here, so you can always join me in what I'm doing, can't you? So yeah, everybody's home. Look at them all. Oh wow. Yeah, plenty to look at though, to be fair. This is totally unrehearsed. I woke up this morning and I thought I could do a live stream today. I've not got a massive amount on. I've got a couple bits I want to look at, a couple things I want to do. Mrs. Cruncher is definitely 100% off work now, so I've got a little bit of freedom in that I don't need to do the dogs and that sort of stuff. So I thought, sod it, I'll come on live. It's a pre-recording. No picture. Oh dear. Got an excellent connection apparently. Anyway. So that's what I thought. I thought I'd come on live and cheer you guys up if I could. You know, end of the day, gives us something to do, doesn't it, for a while? It's not going to be a massive long live stream like it is on a Sunday. It's not replacing Sundays. And again, you need to let me know if you want me to do more of this in the week. I'm quite happy to jump on for the odd couple hours. So yeah, get the marathon radios. Oh, right, okay. Let me try and catch up with some of this chat. It's going mental in here. I might have to. If you've got something specific for me, you're going to have to either super chat it so it like flashes up in lights, or you're going to just need to highlight my name so I don't miss it. I'm just going to quickly go through and say hello to everybody. So Sean was in and out. I don't know if he's back yet. George is there. He's trying not to infect anybody. George is not feeling too special at the moment. Michael Hyde. Hi, Michael. Derek Taffman. Good afternoon. No virus here yet, but you know, don't want to tempt fate. Cody's Paul. Good afternoon. Masked up and ready to roll. No coughing on the stream. 2 meters away from the screen. We're bigger than a group of two, but it's, to be fair, it's good that we've got this platform that we can actually use. Again, I'll have a chat in a minute about that, but it might be that YouTube is screwing us down a little bit. Mike Atlantis. Mike was one of the ones that said he would really like us some more streams, so you can thank Mike as well for this. Daytime TV's driving him nuts. Patronics Nick. Afternoon, Nick. No worries, mate. Happy to help out. Mike's keeping away. Who else we got in? Derek, Paul, Patronics. Michael Hyde. Moving back, making a bit of space. Andy Beck. Hi, Andy. Dave Roberts. Afternoon. Benji's there. You'll be here, will you, Benji? You are here. No hazmat suit on, but I have disinfected everything, Paul. Who else have we got? Stanley Robinson. Hi, Stan. Afternoon to you. Rob Bond. Hi, Rob. Robert Cross. Hi, Robert. Doing all right, thanks, mate. Doug. Afternoon, Doug. All the way from over the water. All the gear, no idea. Chris, AKS Studio System, or Audio Systems, sorry about that. AKS Audio Systems, afternoon to you. I think is that Steve? I'm not sure. Who else have we do? Who else have we got? Have I got everybody? Have I got Andrew Alsper? Shit, it must be working. Don't let its boss know. Oh, hello, it's jumped. It's jumped. It's jumped. Oh my god, I'm struggling to keep up with it here today. Gartmom, afternoon. You had to refresh as well. There's issues with YouTube at the moment, which is quite what's the word I'm looking for? Don't know. Stephen Devereux, afternoon. How are you? Arthur Hammerich, welcome Arthur from Holland. Not seen you for a while, mate. Hope you're okay. Graham Townsend. Yeah, bugger COVID. All right, I'll say it. I swore. Man Cave Workshop Jules back in the house. The Atlantic Ocean is social distancing. That should just about do it, Doug. Cyberflower, afternoon. How are you? Your microphone is popping a lot. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this. I might have tweaked the cord or something. Very crackly. Wow. Yeah, so Cyberflower, I think I said hello to you, Cyberflower, didn't I? Well, I've moved the mic a little bit. It might have just been rubbing on my chin or something as I was moving. I don't know. It's got a mind of its own at the moment. George's missus is not very well either, so we hope Maggie gets well soon. George, keep her safe, mate. Yeah, jack sockets on these are well over the top, Paul. To be honest. I just muted it then. As I say, all the jack sockets on these things is gold plated and they're all screwed down as well. So, is it still crackly? I can bring another mic in if necessary, if it's too much. I shall have to fault find it, won't I? But I do have my other microphone down here that I can use if absolutely necessary. I don't know where it is at the moment though. It's not plugged in, so I was trying to save on. It's not crackly now. Okay, I've just moved it a fraction. I think it's just rubbing against my neck. That's the trouble when I'm wearing t-shirts and not polo shirts. Let me just clip it down a bit further. That'll stop it altogether. Then it's not the best look, but it should. That should sort it. As I say, I do have another mic if this one is playing up. I'll just have to pull it apart and isopropyl all the contacts. It should be better down there. It's just, I think it's just where it's rubbing against my chin, that's all. So yes, I think I've said hello to everybody. Derek Taffman, did I say hello to you, Derek? I think I did, didn't I? So yeah, I think I've heard that Netflix and a lot of the streaming services, because everybody's at home, they're really hammering their bandwidth, so they've all reduced their bandwidth down. So I think YouTube as well have made everybody default to 480p at the moment. So I think you find if you're looking at the video, you might be only getting it in 480p. If you want to get it in high definition, you need to just go in and click it now, because I think your default's 480p. So I think, you know, everybody's at home, everybody's on the internet. I'm stealing lots of bandwidth, probably streaming in 1080p, but I did consider dropping it down to 720p, but wow, you know, see how it goes. If it's struggling and you're struggling to see it and it's hanging up and buffering, all that sort of stuff, then I might need to switch it back to 720p, but we'll keep it at 1080 while it's still working. Afternoon, John, all the way from Canada. Hope you're safe over there, mate. Dave Rhodes is defaulted to 720 when you logged in just now. Yeah, there's certainly, I had something on Twitter, I think it was earlier, saying that they've defaulted it to 480p for Europe. So I think you'll find that, yeah, it's not the bandwidth, your bandwidth, George, it's their actual bandwidth. you know, they obviously, I don't know exactly how it works, but they obviously need bandwidth in order to be able to stream all this stuff to you. So they're ramping theirs back. So you just need to go into your settings and just click on the video settings and see what it's defaulted to. But if you can get by with watching it in 720, then watch it in 720. Varying the bandwidth based on demand, are they, Doug? Yeah. Yeah, so really today is just sort of sounding you out, seeing if this is something that you want to do more often. I did sort of put it out there on our little messenger group earlier. And just really sounded them out on there, and they seem quite keen for it to happen. And we might get a couple others will step in the week and do one, George and Paul. Anyway, cheers. I've got a pint of cider. It's rationed in this house at the moment because we can't really go shopping much. But we did manage to buy a box the other day, so Mrs. Cruncher insisted I take one up with me. So box of Devon Red cider. Cheers, everybody. It's 480, is it, Nick? You can alter it in your settings, mate. But there you go. So yeah, if anybody does want to join in on the messenger chat during the week, if you're bored, it's always pretty active in there. People showing what they're up to. You know, problems. There's plenty of us there to help out with issues. So if anybody does want to join the messenger chat, then you need to send me a message either here or email me, or you obviously need to be on Facebook to use Messenger. Well, I think you can use it without, but it's much easier if you're on Facebook. So you can go to Radio Cruncher. I'm trying to think. I've got a page on Facebook, obviously, so you can message me on pages, and I'll see if I can add you in. But yeah, if you fancy a chat during the week, if you're bored, you've got nothing to do, then pop in on Messenger and say hello to us. Loads of us. I think that's covered that. Anybody needs to get in touch with me, you can on my email. I was going to put my banner on there, look. Lockdown live. It's like newscast, isn't it? Newscast. Britain's Most Wanted. So yeah, if you're interested in having a chat during the week, I mean, it's 24 hours a day, really. We got people from all over the world in it. So we got Wenlock down in Australia. We got George up in Northampton, who's on a different time zone than us. People from all over the world. We got Victor over in Ireland. We got Bill over in the States. Hey, Manuel. Afternoon. How are you, mate? CNN. Oh dear. Some fault finding for beginners who don't have a great deal of test equipment besides a multimeter would be good. Yes, I mean you can find a lot of stuff with a multimeter. I tend to be a bit lazy, and I'll pull my signal tracer out 9 times out of 10. But yes, multimeter will get you over a lot of stuff as long as you've got the service manual. Then you're pretty good. Corona doesn't like electrons, Manuel, is that right? Yeah, it doesn't like isopropyl either, and I got loads of that here. Well, I haven't got loads of it, but I've always got isopropyl here. Made myself up some isopropyl sanitizer the other day because we can't get hand sanitizer anywhere. We can't even get hand soap, you know, the old push top soap. You can't get it anywhere. Yes. You cannot get sanitizer anywhere, so I've made up my own with some glycerine and some isopropyl, a bit of water and a bit of essential oils, just to keep my skin nice. So yeah, it's all mad in the village at the moment. Everybody's home. Still can't get any deliveries from the supermarkets. Not a hope in hell. A lot of the local shops are now doing delivery services, which is great news. So yeah, we're surviving. Still got the internet. It is struggling from time to time because obviously everybody's home and on it. We're only a little village, so I'm sure they don't allocate us a lot, but I'm probably nicking a fair whack of it this afternoon. So yeah, I just thought we'd have a get together, and I'm thinking maybe doing it every other day. Sundays will still stay as it is, but every other day I was thinking I might pop on just to show you what I'm up to, really, and see what you're up to. Have a chat, share some ideas, advice. Manuel's doing great guns on his site at the moment. He's got some cracking stuff going on. I looked through your T1000 videos, Manuel. Amazing stuff, mate. I believe you've got a Grundig on the go at the moment, but I haven't had a chance to catch up with it, actually. That's the way, though, mate. A few people are allowed in at a time. That's how they need to do it. The problem is here, they're going crazy. They're queuing up for miles. Mental. But we're staying in anyway. Does anyone know if alcohol is an essential item according to the government, or are we going to run out? I really hope not. Yeah, I mean, end of the day, it's a food stuff, I suppose, isn't it? It's drink, it's liquid. We've got to have it. Yeah, isopropyl's mental money. Gottmums, any advice on a good signal generator tracer, which is your next purchase, price dependent if possible? I think a lot of it is going to depend on what you're working on, Gottmum. Is it Gottmum? Gottmum? I'm not sure how I'm pronouncing that. Ineos seem to produce plenty. I'm not aware of them. What you'll find, Gottmum, is a lot of the modern stuff is probably not that brilliant for the older equipment. So really, you want to try and get something that's got a bit of vintage to it, depending on what you're actually using. Signal tracer, you're better off making your own. There's lots of patterns out there. They're pretty straightforward to put together. So again, we can help you out on that. Stephen, sorry, Stephen, nearly missed that. You're going to join later, but your Facebook name is slightly different. Chavender, a fishing thing. Chavender, right? Okay, Steve. Yeah, let us know. Drop me a line. Oh, I see. Ineos produce IPA, right? Okay. Yeah, George is saying Advance makes some really nice, well, made some really nice signal generators. I mean, I've got the Philips, which I use. I've got a Marconi here up on the shelf, but that really doesn't do the lower bands. It's mainly sort of for amateur frequencies. So yeah, I am struggling to get alcohol, but then I've cut right back recently, so it's not a major issue. Velaman, yeah, Velaman is good. Is that the signal generator, is it? Not signal generator, signal tracer, Paul. I think I've got the kit here still that I haven't made somewhere. Yeah. I will get around to making that one day. You can't see that very well because I've got the camera focused on me, but yeah, Velaman make this little kit of parts you can put together. I don't think it's very good at RF though. I know Chris, all the gear, no idea, went into great detail on those, and it did have its drawbacks, Chris, I think, didn't it? You got tons of Madeira wine. Send it over, Manuel. Get it on a ship. Get it over here. Fly it over. Do something. We need it. So local Devon cider seems to be okay at the moment to get, but I think people have been in mad panic buying all the alcohol now as well. So, hey Rob, how are you? Good for audio, not so good for radio. Yeah, I think that was the conclusion that Chris or the Gear No Idea came up with. I think saying that though, Doug did do that cracking one that Paul's got, that Doug modified. Doug modified it to make it a lot better. So you need an RF probe to make that Velleman kit work, yes. So the RF probe is pretty much like mine here, that I made. That's a sort of RF probe that goes on the end of my signal tracer that I made. It's only a little tiny box. I made it with bits I had knocking about. I don't think I bought a single thing for this. I etched my own board. I etched a circuit board for it and drilled it all out by hand. Put a standard, I think it was LM386 amplifier chip in it, and away I went. Yeah, Chris is saying the impedance is a bit low for RF. Yeah. So Rob is asking Robert Cross, what am I fixing today? I've got a radio on the bench at the moment that I've been fixing for an awful long time. Far too long, really. The owner's been very kind and he keeps saying, you know, no rush, don't worry. It's one of those radios, I pick it up, have a go, get something done, and then something else doesn't work and I put it to one side and I pick it back up again, and it's been on and off like that for a long time. So Sean's got it, he knows it. He knows it, the Shorrock. No cider in Tesco today, Rob. I tell you what I must do. There's a local brewery I saw advertised on Facebook the other day that are doing deliveries of bag-in-boxes. So I might see if I can get hold of one of those for the weekend. Again, you've got to get what you can, really. We can't shop at supermarkets, so our shopping bill's going to at least double, if not treble, I think. But yes, let's have a quick look and see what it is I've got on the bench then. So let's pop on to, where are we? Our main camera. Let's get rid of the title. My pint of cider's obstructing there, look. But let's go on to my webcam. Yeah, okay, you can see me there. Cheers everybody from a different angle. The Shorrock. Can't you get a metered pipeline? I could try, George. I don't know if it's a priority to lay it though at the moment. Okay, so this is the Shorrock Mark V. It's originally an AM/FM radio, but a company called Shorrock back in, I think, the 70s. I'm not 100% sure on the timeline, but late 60s, early 70s, I believe, modified this radio to work on airband. So took a lot of components out. They've added bits and pieces in. No one's got a schematic on it. Nobody really knows anything about it. It was in a hell of a state. Someone had worked on it previously. It was all broken up. I've done so much to this radio. Virtually, apart from the resistors, I've pretty much changed most things. I bought a donor radio as well. I bought this is based on a Decca TP85. I've got the manual up on screen here, so I'll pop that across for you in a sec. If I can find it. Here we go. I'm sure Radio Museum won't mind us popping it across on the screen for you. No, we don't want it picture in picture. We want to cube it in there. Okay, right. Yeah, so this is what it's based on. The TP85 is a Decca radio. You see, it's got all the same push buttons, the same controls. It's got the same front. I haven't got the case to hand here at the moment, but it's got the same case. And what they've done is they've stuck another Perspex piece over the top of the VHF section to make and changed all the frequencies to airband. But I've had a lot of problems with this radio. A lot of problems. There's a few other pictures of it. They do pop up on eBay from time to time, the TP85. I've been holding out for a handle. You know, I'm happy to buy a whole radio just for the handle, really, because the owner is dead keen to get it back. Let me just get my chat up in the corner here. Yeah, the owner's dead keen to get it back, so I really want to get it done. So how are we going on? Hi Badjo, how are you? Afternoon Badjo, welcome from Brazil, Badjo? I think, Brazil? You're in Shorrock. I think Radio Museum did actually have let's just see if I can get any info on it. Let's have a quick look. Okay, yeah, they haven't got a lot on it. So that's basically what it looks like on the front. So you can see it is the same radio. In fact, is that the one that I've worked? There's not many of these about. I have worked on one of these already and sent it back. So yeah, this bit here is basically another bit of perspex that they've actually stuck on the front. The one I had a big chunk missing out of this corner, this one here. So I managed to get a Deca with a black front, and I'm very, very carefully removed this with isopropyl. It took me a long time to get that off. Stuck it back on a new front now. So, as I say, it's had a hell of a lot of work. So as I say, it's based on this TP85. This is the trader sheet. What's the date on this? 1964. What? It's older than I thought. It's older than I thought. Let's get rid of me a minute. Let's make that a bit bigger. Okay, so its release date, this is the TP85. I think there is a guy that's got a good, well, I'm waffling again, but there's a guy that's got a website. I think it's RAF Fairford. A guy called Darren that collects these. I mean, you've seen his radios on my videos before. I've sorted quite a lot of his radios, and I've got another 3 or 4 here still to do, which will be getting done in the next couple of weeks. Afternoon, William Fenton. Welcome, mate. So, Paul saying Shorrock were based near you in Blackburn. There must be some knocking about locally then, Paul. Sorry. I'm just trying to have a look, because I have had this one on the bench. As I say, I've been working on this one earlier, as well as doing other bits and pieces. But strangely enough, the IF on it on medium wave, if I can find it, where is it? Excuse me while I flick through all the pages here. I've got them all up. Yeah, the IF, the intermediate frequency on AM is 472, which I thought was a bit unusual. Yeah, so the IF look down here is 472. So I aligned it earlier on 470, not thinking, and then I thought, well, I'll come in on and just see the actual manual, and yeah, sure enough, it's 472, which does make a difference. Does make a difference, as Manuel will tell you with that brawn that he did. That was a nightmare to align that. So I think FM is going to be 10.7. Yeah. So the problem we've got with this radio is they've pulled the FM out of it totally. I'm assuming it's working on AM now. But they've done stuff to the oscillator to move it up higher, so as it'll work in the air band. But I'm assuming it's still the same IF. So what I want to try and do in a minute is see if we can push an IF frequency through it. I've done it on AM and I've trimmed it on AM, so I can show you that in a minute. So what's it saying? FM. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so you've got to stick a capacitor in line. I'm waffling again, don't worry, I'm reading it same as you, so I'm just looking at this. I'm probably covering this over on my great head here, but I'm just looking at the FM alignment. AM alignment, as I say, I've done this pretty much down to this particular part here, so I've not done any RF alignment on it. I've just done the IF at the moment. So yes, back on the bench then. Let's just make me a bit smaller. I need to alter my overlay size on that, don't I really? Me taking up all the screen. Let's chuck me down there for a minute. Chuck me in front of me glass. I'll stick me underneath me glass, look. So Paul's just put on the Facebook group. Hi Daniel, how are you? I'll see you pop in there. K2BEW. Very good afternoon to you, K2. Let's pop my chat up on there again. So Paul has just found me the advert for it, so let me just get that for you and show you quickly what this look like. If it'll open up full screen. Yes, it will. Okay. Has that got the price on it? Yeah, there you go. So there's an advert Paul's just found for us. You can see back when it's brought out, £36. I don't know what that is in today's money. How much did we say the actual one cost? Was it that one or that one? That one maybe. So the actual Decca TP85 was £21, and the Shark was £36, so that's a hell of a difference, isn't it? I think someone was saying that they were like for the rich and famous, really. They were a very, very expensive radio back in the day. I think all of the early airband stuff was really expensive. I don't know if Darren's got YouTube, but it'd be nice for Darren to pop in at some stage, wouldn't it? Perhaps I'll get him to pop in when I do his radios. We'll dig some of his radios out over the next week or so, and see if we can get Darren to pop in and give us a bit of an update on it. Let's just put you back on the main screen for a minute, and I'll just see if I can get Darren's website up. I believe it's RAF-Fairford. Was it RAF-Fairford.co.uk? RAF-Fairford. Here we go. Okay, let's pop you on my screen again then. Have a quick look at this. Hey, Mike, Racing Demon, afternoon, mate. Fixed a few Decca Bradfords back in the day. Lovely TV. Random, Mike. 625 quid. Yes. Anyway. If you're interested in vintage airband stuff, this is the site you need. raf-fairford.co.uk. If you click on the vintage airband tab, which is this one, it brings up this page. And if we go into Shorrock, yeah, look, so it was £36 and that's the equivalent of £700 in 2018. Look. Yeah, so Decca was £24, the Shorrock was 36. I don't know if that's any different. That's exactly the same as the advert that Paul just looked at, but this one here is also I can't zoom in on that, I don't think. Yeah, maybe I can. So it covers the international VHF aircraft band from 108 to 144 megacycles a second, megahertz in other words, in today's money. It's also used by the RAF, the USAF, British and foreign government departments. Ooh, oh wow. So that was the original address there, look. Was it Paul was saying he lives near there? 51 Preston New Road in Blackburn, Lancashire. There's a telephone number there, Paul. I don't know if you want to give that a bell a minute. But yeah, if you've got a spare, well, I'm sure you have got a spare few minutes, this site is well worth popping in and having a look. This is the radio that I restored for Darren. That is one that I restored. It did come up very well, actually. I got another handle for him. He sent me a donor radio, so I sprayed the handle black to match. Cleaned all this up. It wasn't working, but we managed to get it all working. It's full of AF11 series transistors, full of shorts and all sorts of other nastiness. It's also got a Shorrock Mark V single band. I haven't seen this one, but whether that works or whether he'll be sending me that one up. Again, it looks like it's based on exactly the same radio, but they've stuck a plastic bit of perspex over there. We've got another, I don't know how they've done that. They must have ripped all the guts out of that. I don't know. He might send me that one to play with one day. They also made this one as well, which I had to play with. You'll have seen this. You'll have to go back through my old videos if you want to see me working on these. But there's some other bits and pieces. I've never seen these. Look, Shorrock Emergency Portable Navcom System. Shorrock Navigator. They look like they're based on the same one. I think that's based on a Perdio, wasn't it? Anyway, we're digressing. I just thought I'd show that because it's of interest. So we get back on my screen there so I can see what you're seeing. Right, okay. Hi, Odge afternoon. How are you? You've got a Shorrock Clubman. Did you really? I didn't know you did a video on that, Odge. I will have to have a look. So again, if you're not a subscriber, Odge has got a very good YouTube channel. More watching, look. So if you're not subbed, then it gives you another channel to watch, doesn't it? Because we're all looking for things to do. So the more channels, new channels that you discover, the more viewing pleasure you've got. Anyway, right. Let me just warm my signal generator up. David says he uses your XH data almost entirely for airband stuff. Yeah. Yeah, well done, Mike. As I say, I've watched quite a few of Odds and Odges, and apologies, people, if you've got videos that I haven't commented on. I watch all my YouTube stuff on the TV, and you can't leave comments on the TV, so that then leaves me to actually go on the computer later on and leave comments, which I always forget, to be fair. So I'll always give it a thumbs up because I can do that on the telly. So you always get a thumbs up, but I don't always comment, which is a bit naughty of me. But by the time I finish watching them, it's usually time for bed. And then get up the next morning and it's back on radio work. So anyway, let's see if I can get you in a bit closer on this one. We'll have a look over this board a minute before we fire it up. I've got the overhead camera here, and we can have a look and see. Right, let's start over this side. This is the side that's causing me the problems at the moment. The FM front end and that is all around here, around this area. It wasn't working on any bands at all, anywhere. My drink's in the way there. I'll just have to drink that then. UK is an island badger. Yes, it is. It is an island of sorts. Let me see if I can get a pointy thing to point. Let's use one of Doug's excellent things. So yeah, you'll notice here we've got one of the AF. This is an AF 114. Now this one's been out and I've zapped it. Yeah, I have actually zapped that one, so I know it's okay. I've tested it after I zapped it. What else can you see? There's a new... I've put all AF 127s, I think, in this one. So this is a lot of my AF 127 stash. 126, that one is. I think that's a 127 or 126, one or two. So I've been all through these components, I've tested them all, I've replaced a couple that were out of tolerance, I've checked all the diodes, but I've gone through this radio so many times. It's really is doing my head in. It's one of those, really. Again, at the back here on the tuning cap, they've messed with that. They've put an extra capacitor in that to pull the frequency. There's a couple of things I did there. I can't remember. I drew it all out, but I can't find my original workings on it at the moment. I know where they are. They're over there in a big pile, but I haven't got over that way yet, so that'll wait for another day. So yes, what have we got there? So if we move along, it's quite a long board. It's laid out lengthways. We're getting into, I believe that's FM oscillator coil, AM oscillator, coil and transistor. These IF transformers are double-sided, so you've got slug in the top and in the bottom. But when I first went through it and aligned it, I thought, God, it just sounds rough as hell. It really does sound rough. I didn't realise that it actually had double-sided transformers. Let's move that out of the way for a minute. So you can see the bits and pieces. You can see I've changed the resistors. So this again, I think, is AF126. Looks like I've used all AF126s. It had a load of Hunt's resistors. Resistors? Oh. Goat's still here, by the way. It had a load of Hunt's capacitors in it, which I've changed. So more capacitors that I've done. This switch bank is totally replaced. I had to put a new switch bank in it. The other thing I'll show you in a minute is these standoffs for the ferrite rod. They were both broken. I'll show you the originals in a minute. In fact, I can probably show the originals now because the ferrite as well was in a hell of a state. This is the original ferrite that I pulled off of it, and these had gone really brittle. I mean, you can just, I don't know how to snap it now, but you can see it's all broken apart. All the bases, all the fingers were broken. This was actually floating about inside the radio when I got it. You know, the windings were coming unwound, and the insulation had gone off the windings. So I pulled this this ferrite out of another donor radio. Let's zoom out a little bit because I'm a bit close in there, aren't I? Okay. Hope the goat is 6 foot away from you. I've wiped him down. I've wiped him down, Mike. So yes, all of this switch bank, and that was a pig to change. I tried to repair the old one, but the latching mechanism had gone on the on-off switch. And they're on little tiny Paxilin boards down here. Horrible things, but this one does work now, which is good news. So I don't want to be doing it again. Where are we? Coming further on. So we've got another cap. I will change it. I don't like that one particularly. It's all right, but it's a bit wibbly wobbly. It's the only 0.47 that I had at the time. So another cap I've changed in there. And as I say, what the situation with these is, I think the top adjustment is FM and the bottom one is AM. So, and again, the same with this one back here as well. I think this one's AM and that one's FM, one way or the other. So these work for both of the bands really, both of the modes. And again, over here, one of these is FM, one is AM. I think this is the AM one because I've done this one. And moving over, getting onto the amplifier section. I have totally rewired this ferrite as well, by the way. All this green wire is new. I've put all that in myself. That's what I've been doing this morning, as well as trying to sort the spar pool out and various other bits and pieces. So I've rewired this one in. And that took a bit of working out as well. Despite taking good photos, it was still a bit of a pig. So coming on to the output section then. I think you can see there. Yeah, you can. So it's all germanium. It's germanium throughout. These are the OC series. I think it's OC81. Looks like a 71 or something like that. I can't remember now, but and our outputs, transformer output. So it's got audio matching transformer on it. So yeah, that's what I've done. Everything basically, everything. I've done everything I can. These red ones are obviously what do you call it? Silver mica. So there shouldn't be any issues with those, and there isn't. So let's get you back onto the main camera. So I'll zoom you in on those stays that I did for the ferrite. So that's the ones I 3D printed in here, and they took a bit of drawing, to be fair. I know any of you that do 3D printing, it's not really about the printer, it's all about the CAD drawing that you do. If you do a rubbish drawing, you get a rubbish print. So basically, I mean, that's one of the old ones there. They are pretty much the same. I made them a bit more efficient, a bit beefier. They're slightly wider. But yeah, they're fixed, and that took me quite a while actually, because I had problems with my 3D printer. Oh well, you know. Are we still live? We're still live, aren't we? The chat's just gone quiet for a minute. Thanks, Mike. It's took some time, to be fair. It's took a lot of time, this radio. and it's one of those labour of love type things. Really, it's not going to make me a millionaire. This radio. In fact, it's made me broke, I think. I've had it for so long now. So let's get the speaker back now. I had a couple of these radios, and one had a 4 ohm speaker in, and one had a 15 ohm speaker. And when I looked at the service info, if I get you the circuit diagram back up, if I get you that back up, let's get rid of me a minute. It should be on my thing. No, you still got a picture in picture. Get off. There we are. So you can see L4 is the speaker. And if we go up to the parts list, L4 is 15 ohm, according to this guide. I have got another manual somewhere else that says it's 4, so it's a really, whether they changed it, I don't know, but I changed it to 4 ohm speaker, and I can't think what I've done to the 15 ohm. The 15 ohm was beaten to hell, though, to be fair. It needed repairing big style. It doesn't tell us what the transistors are there, does it? Let's see if we can find them up here. No. Okay. Let's see where we are now. Oh, you've got me now. We don't want me, do you? Ah, get off. Sorry, I'm pushing it. I'm not giving it a chance. I need to get the fade buttons of that a bit snappier, don't I? There we go. I should be back on the screen now. So yeah, I've got a 25 ohm speaker at the moment because it's better to go higher than lower. So I'm going to pop that on. I've got the SIG-Gen there for a minute, but let's just catch up with chat. Benji's been in and out. What's happening? All the resistors are knackered. They will be, George. Definitely. They're all really old. They're all really old. Yeah, definitely got no center tap on this one, Mike. That's a nightmare, wasn't it? I'll show you a repair that's coming today that'll interest you as well. Scared the hell out of me when I opened the packet, I'll tell you. Scared the life out of me, but I'll show you that in a minute. So it's all off at the moment. Let's pop the power on and see if it works. If I can remember which is the on-off one, that one there, I think. So it is working. It is working on AM. Let's try long wave. So we've got the wrong impedance speaker, but you get the gist.
I suppose the fact that the fire no longer needs to exist in the home at that point. It was around since the 1800s. It took decades for that.
So it does work. I've got it done, but the IF was massively out. Massively out, the IF. Really, really bad. Really bad. Let me just get my SIG-Gen set up a minute. So let's go frequency. So it's 472 kilohertz. Let's go our level. Let's go minus 50 dBm. Switch over to that one. So stick a tone through it, and you should hear it. It's pretty much bang on frequency now. I've just got a coil there that I've got my SIG-Gen coupled up to. Let's pop that over the top of the aerial. Turn it back on, and we should hear the tone. Oh, hang on. So pretty much bang on. It's altering as I move, look. It's probably my watch and all sorts is interfering with it now. I have been over all of these, but I will just show you if I can get the turn that racket down a minute. You don't hear that, do you? It does my head in that. Where's me sheet? There's one here on the alignment. Where is it? This one here, I think. Okay. So the alignment on this one, you've got the first can there, the first slot. If I stick the main camera in the picture-in-picture, let me just zoom in on that a little bit for you. So basically the order of it is front and back on this one. This one front and back, there's a hole underneath the board. And then this one's a P kit. So let's just go over that a minute then for you. I'll leave the schematic up on the thing so you can see what I'm up to. Hopefully you can see the picture-in-picture. A little bit small, but you should be able to see it. So let's just turn it up a bit. Just going to cut that back. My signal generator doesn't sound too special, does it? I should get the old Philips in, really. That's much better. There's loads of other stuff, unfortunately, is interfering with it, including the light here, all sorts of things. So you should be able to hear the tone as I alter it. So definitely got that one peaked. And that one. And this one came up absolutely loads. So we don't really need an output meter to hear that. And if I angle it up, so it's basically that one there, if you can see that or not. It's definitely peaked in the bottom one there. And there. So we'll take that away.
The government says 2 people with coronavirus have died at Plymouth Sheriff Hospital, among another 87 severely across the UK. It brings the total number of deaths to 422. The number of officially
So the whole thing with this radio, the whole thing with this radio really is the fact that we've got no airband. This is the problem with this radio, is we have no airband. I say that, I haven't tested it since I put it all back together, so you're going to join me now for my very first test. We'll have a look first of all and see if we've got any IF on FM. So I need to just change my signal generator to 10.7 megahertz. We'll leave it at -60 to see if that'll go through. So it says we need to couple up the SIG-gen to the aerial via a 0.1, I think it was, wasn't it? I need to, I don't know, Rob, whether they've changed the IF on it. I really don't know. The idea is to just to see if I can actually squeeze a 10.7 IF through it. There is no info on it, as I say, so they may well have changed the IF frequency. I've got a 25 ohm impedance speaker on at the moment, Sean. Originally had a 4 ohm, which is obviously too low. It's better to go high, I believe, than too low. Right, so we need, I think it was a 0.01, wasn't it? Let's have a quick look. 0.01 UF. 0.01 UF, which in modern money, I still haven't got this. It's a 103, 10 nanofarad. 10 NF. I don't think I've got any 10 NF there. Let's just find a 10 NF, just use one of those. It says couple it to the VHF speaker. Well, sorry, VHF aerial speaker. Oh, premature. Right, so I'm just going to stick the 0.01 in here. Just going to wrap it around it, won't I? I'll say, if I can't get the the airband working, I really don't know where to go with it. I know a man that might be able to fix it. I know a couple of people that might be able to fix it, actually, but I ain't going to give up on it in a hurry. Right, let's grab onto that. We want to connect onto ground somewhere. There's not a lot of grounds on here. Let's connect on to... Well, there is a lot of grounds. I'm not sure which one of these. Let's go on to the tuning cap itself as a ground. So switch to FM then. It's really scratchy. It sounds like a transistor noise. If you can hear, there's no tone there. If I stick the level up, let's go mental. So I'm going down, I'm at minus 20 dBm. That should be screaming now, but it's nowhere near it. 22 kilocycles deviated signal. That's quite a strong signal actually. Let's just pop the modulation on. Set modulation level. Level. We don't want increment. I mean, you should hear it by now anyway. It's absolutely nothing. What I said it was 22 kilohertz deviation, really? Oh, I can just hear that, look. That's really flat out. Let's see if we can trim that then. So just T7, T6 and T5, 7, 6, 5 and 2. So let's get that up again. Just write that down, 7, 6, 5 and 2. It's just there, isn't it? Just. Oh. T7, 6, 5 and 2 for maximum. Well, we'll soon find out. 7, 6, 5 and T2. And then L2 at the end. Hi Jess, afternoon. Yeah, Mrs. Cruncher's safe. So let's pop you on the screen again. So let's get you in a bit closer. So it's saying T7, which is this one first, which seems a bit strange, doing the last one first. Let's get a different trimming tool, that was the wrong size. Core's a little bit stiff actually. Be careful with that one. That's about maximum anyway. It's going backwards on this then. T6. It's the top of this one. Not making any difference. T5. This one. T2. So let's try the other sides of these. It doesn't say to do the secondaries, does it? Let's have a look. Volume control to maximum. Top and bottom, okay. So we've got to do the bottom as well. Brought that one up a little bit. And the next one. FM is really weak. I mean, it should be absolutely bouncing off the table now, but it's really weak. And there's the top one there I've just done, and this one here. If I can get a screwdriver in it. And finally this one. If I find the hole. You can hear it's there. That one there. Try the top again. Doesn't like that earth. Let me just try a different earth point. Let's try that again. Right, which one's L2 then? Where's L2? Where's L2? Got to be over this side somewhere, isn't it? L1, L3. L2 is that one, which is there. L2 is making no difference whatsoever. So we've still got something wrong there, haven't we? I'm drowning out the stream. It's not getting through. So yeah, I've got more work to do on that. There is an IF getting through it just, but not very well. Not very good. I mean, that's my SIGGEN's as high as it'll go now. Right, let's get me back on screen a minute. Let's go up in here, go a bit bigger. Right, let's turn that racket off. Turn the SIG-gen off. Right, so that's where I am with it. It's now working okay on AM, but FM is rubbish. So there's no point in me even trying to do any other alignment on it until I've sorted out the IF. Right, let's go back. Sorry, I've obviously been off the screen. Hey ZX, how are you? Yeah, Radio Fondle Live. Yeah, Transformer Twiddling. Modulate to 30% AM for airband. Let me catch up. So Rob, you're saying you're wondering if it uses a different IF frequency as it's not FM, it's VHF AM. I don't know, Rob, is the question, is the answer to that. I do not know. The last one I had, I didn't touch the IF on it because it worked. I mean, I didn't want to mess with the IF and suddenly find it was in outer space. Yeah, Jess is fully clocked up now. Set fire to it. I've been so tempted, George. So tempted. Yeah, have you got C4? Let's see. Got the R600 on with Steve Wright, have you? Steve Wright in the afternoon. What channel is he on now? It's BBC Two, isn't it now? Used to be on BBC One back in the day. We were doing the FM or the VHF IF 10.7. It is not FM. All right, it's not FM. It's VHF AM. Slip of the tongue, Rob. Slip of the tongue. Graham, you are not tuning the standard set. It's AM all the way if it does Sir Banff. Sir Banff. So what we're basically saying is I've shoved FM up it and I need to stick AM up it. I certainly haven't pulled and tested all the resistors, Paul. My next step is to go completely through the VHF section of the radio and pull all the components. I've done the capacitors, I haven't done the resistors yet. Yeah, they have taken the one of the coils completely out, Mike. They've taken the Rob even. Where are we? If you look here, this one down in the corner has got absolutely no slug in it. It's empty, and in the normal Deckers, that slug is in there. But on all the Shorrocks I've seen, that is missing. So Daddy's gone. There is no proper manual though, Rob. I wish we could get one. If anybody anywhere knows where you can get a schematic for the Shorrock or any trimming instructions, the factory must have had it somewhere. Somebody will have a Shorrock service manual or some sort of setup info on it. I thought it could be Doug, and I'm going to change this one. I've actually got some AF124s which I bought yesterday. Actually, they arrived yesterday, so I'm sticking AF124 in there. That is the original transistor, and as I say, it is measuring okay. Well, it was. It might have died since, but problem, it's been zapped. You could use a receiver to listen to the stages. The ears work well at times. A receiver to listen to the stages. Might be worth looking at the detector. It might have been converted to a discriminator. Fill it with Russians. The resistors, yeah, Benji, there's no resistors that look damaged in there or burnt or anything like that. So by removing the slug, that increases the local oscillator frequency, Nick, does it? Well, just for the hell of it then, we'll stick the radio back on. We'll modulate it at 30% AM. I mean, I can mess with the IF frequency, but I can't, for some reason, this one I can't get it to do just 1 megahertz increments for some reason. I don't know. This thing needs a major service. I could go out and get the Philips, but we'll leave it for a minute. So let's go back. We'll go with the same frequency. You can't see what I'm doing here, can you? But you probably don't want to see, possibly. Let's see if I can get you on it. Some stick you. What's on the overhead cam? My drink is on the overhead cam. Let's get you in on the oscillator section then. All the jiggery pokery. I'll stick you on the overhead cam for a second while I fill about with this camera. And I'll get you, if I can turn my picture off. You don't see my armpits working, do you? You might do. Where are we? Where are you, Graham? There we go. Marconi signal, well, communications test set, really. It's probably not the best thing for this set, but it's certainly got the frequencies that we need. I'll just make sure I'm not in the way now. So RF generator frequency, we'll go 10.7 because I don't know any different. Sticky buttons, you see, I need to service this, but it's a major job. 10.7 megahertz. Level would go let's go minus 50 dBm for a minute. Modulation, set modulation, frequency 1 kilohertz. Level, if it'll do it, come on. You know you want to. Alright, let's go 30. Come on. Give me a 3. Go on. Oh no, 33. I do struggle with this thing. AM modulation, 30%. Switch it over to that one. That's on. Connected up there. Not a dicky bird. Let's go mental with it. Stick a big signal up it. So I can hear something, but no tone. So I don't think my modulation is working very well on AM. Let's put my modulation level up a bit, if it'll let me. %100% modulation's just getting through, look. Can you hear that? Let's try to see if I can connect it to a negative point. I can try altering the cores again, see if it does any difference. It's not making any difference. The cores are peaked. That one came up a bit. So I'm in the way now, aren't I? Doesn't make any difference, people. Try the backs of the cores as well. Sorry, the secondary. Gained a bit on that one. Gained a bit. Oh, the seat-gen's come off now. It's very, very deaf. L2 makes absolutely no difference. I mean, that's got -14 dBm up its backside, so that's as good as it gets, people. Not good, is it? Let's go back to the overhead camera for a second, and take a picture-in-picture out. Let's get you back on the desk. So I don't know what the IF frequency is of it. I do not know. So let me just catch up with the chat then. Let's go back onto the main camera. Stick me on the webcam up in the corner. See how we're doing. So we tried it on AM. We've got a bit more out of it, but I had to stick it on 99% modulation, which is like, should be mentally loud. I keep saying about FM, don't I, Doug? I mean AM, VHF AM. It is. They've taken all the FM components out of it. George is saying I don't think the frequency is 10.7 megs. I know what you're saying, George, and they may well have altered it. They may well have altered it. They'd have had to change a coil. And they've certainly added some more capacitance across the tuning cap. Definitely. George, apologies, I just deleted that resistor post in error. Okay. Fit new 8th watt 1% resistors, as George is saying. Is it 8th watt? I haven't got any 8th watt. I've got 1/4 watt and 1/2 watt, George. You just don't know, Doug, do you? I mean, we could hook it back up. Look, let's hang on. Where are we now? Ah, we could mess about with the frequency, see if it increases. So let's mess with the frequency a minute, see if it makes any difference. So RF generator frequency. But saying that, I've just peaked it for 10.7, haven't I? It's likely to be quite a way out, isn't it, on frequency? They could have gone up to 15 megs or something like that, could they, for the IF? That's making no difference. It's just doing my head in with the noise now. Oh dear. What are we up to, Rob? You haven't said nothing wrong, have you? VHF is the frequency and FM is the mode. That's what you've got to grasp, Robert. So amplitude modulation or frequency modulation. You're in VHF is the frequency. The mode is what you're modulating the signal with, the carrier with. Okay. Can sweep the IF can or see what the LO runs at. Sweep the IF can or see what the LO runs at. Yes. It's getting technical, George. Let's get a circuit diagram back up. This is the front end. Let's see what George means then by sweeping the local oscillator, or no, finding out gone in a little bit too close there. Okay, I'm all right up in the top corner here. Let's go back on the front facing cam so I can see the screen as well. IF automatic retune. Get off. I know my BT internet account settings are out of whack. Okay. So this is, I believe this is the slug that was taken out, isn't it? T1. I think that's the one that's gone. Is it T1 that's gone? Let me just see if I can find the... Yeah, so T1 no longer has a slug in it. I have tried it with a slug in it, by the way. Where was I? There we go. So see what the local oscillator runs at. So what we're doing then, George, I believe, so I suppose I could scope the output of TR1, couldn't I? See if we've got any action on the collector of TR1. Because I think that's the oscillator circuit up there, isn't it? So that mixes with that and pops it into TR2. Or am I looking at the collector of TR1 then, George? Hi ZX, yes, sorry, it is a TP85. Let's just chuck you on the front screen. It's this one here, look, the Decca TP85 that we're looking at. But it's a modified one, ZX. It's a Shorrock, which is this thing. So it's the same radio, look. Wrong button. It's the same radio, but it's been modified for VHF AM airband. If you want to follow along, where are we? So should you adjust? No, don't touch nothing in it, Rob. If it's drifting, it's more than likely the IF can in it, mate. Simon, we're at work. I'm working here, look. I'm working. We have issues, Simon, with this Shorrock, which is based on the TP85. The component layout's roughly the same. We've got a lot of components taken out of this one, but it's very, very weak. Very weak on the IF. We think it might be the different IF. Yeah, a lot of them were modified, Andrew, from original radios, and the Gowers, I believe the guy did literally make that in his lounge, in his living room. He just spent months and months messing about with different components till he managed to get it to pull in the airband. So yeah, they were a little bit black magic back in the day, I think. No, I don't think so, Simon. All the IF transistors have been changed for AF126s. So I don't think so, but I do need to go through them again. I need to go through the complete IF strip really and test every component, but it's really weak. It's really weak, and we don't know if 10.7 is the actual IF frequency of this radio. Yes, ZX. The IF is correct for the TP85, but what we don't know is if that's the correct IF frequency for the Shorrock version. Really just don't know. There's no information out there, service information or anything on the Shorrock. Gary, how you doing, mate? So that's where we are with it. I'm just I can just hear 10.7, Simon. I'll switch it on again for your benefit since you've just joined us. I'll have to stick the SIG gen back on again. I ought to get the other signal generator out really, because this one's horrible to work. I can hear the IF, Simon, and we have done an alignment on it, and it's slightly better, but really, really weak. Really weak. Which is making people say that it might not be 10.7. There's a lot of noise in it as well. So let's stick 10.7 megs back up it. Delete. Minus 20 dBm. I mean, signal will get through FM or AM, won't it, really, basically, but we'll stick it on at AM. No, it's not everything. It wants loads of. So that's with 100% modulation, Simon. Can just about hear it at 80% modulation, and that's at minus 17 dBm. So I'm putting a hell of a signal into it, Simon, and it's just not responding at all. So if they receive airband, they need to resolve an AM signal and also FM. It does sound like a noisy transistor, John, it does. The thing is the IF strip uses the same transistor for FM or AM. So there's the only unique parts to FM, sorry, I keep saying FM, VHF. The only unique parts to VHF are TR1 and TR2. The IF strip is the same for both modes. So that's the second half of the circuit. That's the first half. So you see TR4 ends there. That's the second IF. TR5 is the second IF, sorry. TR3 is the oscillator for AM, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. So I haven't got the whole circuit. I've only got what you can see there. Can you see it there? Yeah, you can. As you can hear, Simon, the IF is getting through, but TR1 is a question mark, Simon, because TR1 is the original AF114. So what we could do a minute, because we got some spare time. We got some spare time. Shall we put another transistor in TR1? Well, where are we? So TR1 is this one down here, AF114. Let's stick an AF124 in there. I'm going to have to modify it slightly because it's got a weird, rubbish way that they've actually done this. And this is Decca, not Shorrock. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Let's get some stuff moved out of the way. Because this is good. I have spent a lot of time on this radio, and as I say, I've pulled a lot of the components out of this section and tested them. And I mean, these resistors and that I've tested. There's a ceramic cap there that looks dodgy, but I have pulled it and it's measuring okay. So this little monkey here is the one we're after. Let's see if I can wrestle the desoldering gun out. The problem is we've got this really long leg here that comes up and joins the top of the tuning cap. That is the collector. Is it the collector? Hang on, let me see. Yeah, that's the collector. So the collector is joining the tuning gang there. Let's double check that on the schematic, make sure that is the right way round. No, that doesn't look right in the circuit, which, yes it is, sorry, yes, C8 is the tuning gang, I think, isn't it? Yeah, so it does join the tuning gang, that is correct. Oh, so what Simon is saying is the set should reject IF injection to a degree. Might be lack of gain in the front end. I've got whistling in my ears now after all that lot. So I'm just waiting for the desoldering tool to heat up. Let's pull one of these AF114s out. No, I don't want an AF114, do I, you idiot, Graham? You want an AF124. I used the original AF114 because there was a nice long leg on it. These are going to be a bit of a stretch. So yeah, literally just picked these up, and not for this radio in particular. I just picked them up because they were a good price. I think I paid £7 something for 5, so that was a bit of a bargain, so I snapped them up quick. Let's make sure that was okay while the desoldering tool's warming up. Stick it on the peak, if in doubt, chuck it on the peak. I've got to remember the pinouts on these now as well. I think it's shield collector, emitter base, I think. So I think that's the collector. Go red as collector, I think that's the emitter, and green is the base. Let's have a look. HFE's not brilliant on that one, is it? 75. I've probably got a load of the rubbish ones there, but red as a collector, that was right. Green is the base. So it's going to have to go that way around, probably. Yeah, it's not a brilliant HFE on that, really, is it? Very low leakage, Joe. Cool. Next to no leakage. I want a GT322B, do I? Is that because it operates at a higher frequency, George, or just because you think I should have a GT322B? So shield collector, so collector shield. It's going to have to go base emitter. It hasn't got longer legs, George. It's got the same length legs. Well, no, it might have slightly longer. No, they're the same length legs, George. You're having me on again, aren't you? We're putting an AF124 in it and be done with it. I think if you look at the data sheets, Sean, they do work at different frequencies, allegedly, but there's a lot of speculation as to whether that was the actual case. I'm going to have to try and unravel my desoldering gun now. Yeah, see, these boards are rubbish again. The traces are all over the shop. Come on. What is on that? Gonna have to bridge the traces on that. Well, that's better. £2 each is cheap, Sean, for an AF125. Very cheap. It does use two PP9s in parallel. So yeah, they were designed to last a long time. So it is collector, shield, base emitter. So collector, shield, base emitter. Yeah, there's not a lot of track left on that one. There is a trace there, but these boards are rubbish. If you ever got to work on one of these old ones, the boards are rubbish. Come on, go in the hole, please. Please go in the hole, little transistor. There we are. There you are. You've got to talk to the transistor. See, it helps them. It's alright. I'm just going slightly mad. Okay, let's pop the soldering iron on. I'm going to have to brace these, I'm going to have to bridge these across because they're not brilliant. I am out of cider. I wonder if Mrs. Cruncher can spare any more cider today. Let's just stick a bridge across that one because it's not brilliant, and that one. Being careful I don't burn my iPad cable. Come on. Now that'll just help stabilise that a little bit. Don't want it moving about really because it is the oscillator. Turn. Which across there? Yeah. I keep reaching for the wrong soldering iron all the time. I will get the hang of it one day. Again, my soldering iron's not set very hot. It's only on 330. Because these boards are, well, not good. There. A couple of live bodge wires for you. Okay. Now we've got to try and deal with the lack of length on the leg of this one. So I think what I'm going to have to do is solder a piece on and put a bit of heat shrink on it. Some very thin heat shrink if I can find it. There's my thin stuff. In a very small bag, a very small bag that they sent it in. Look, crazy. What is the matter with them? Let's cut a little bit of that off. So there's a desolder. Let's turn that desoldering tool off there. Whoa! Whoa! You're from your friendly neighbourhood pensioner. Thank you very much, Mike. You look after me. You look after me. Right, so I think what I'm going to have to do is join that one. What should we join it with? It needs to be pretty fine. So basically I've got to make this transistor leg longer so as it reaches up to here. So I'm going to stick the forceps on it as a heat sink, so I don't want to get this too hot. Get the other forceps. Grab this capacitor leg. I'm going to use this to join it. Because I want to put a bit of heat shrink on it as well. Just in this area so it doesn't short out against the can. I'll leave the end clear. I'm just going to tin the end of that. And that. Just going to try and butt join them. No comments, please. Right, okay. So my capacitor's now got a longer leg. Docking. What are you docking? What are you docking, George? You got wind? Okay. So yeah, that will just reach. So I don't want to cover the whole leg because I want to be able to put my forceps on it to stop it knocking this bit off. I might have to put slightly thicker stuff on that. I don't know, maybe not. Might go on there. It might go on there. It ain't gonna, is it? I'm gonna need to get thicker stuff, I think. Yeah, where's me thicker stuff? In another tiny little bag. Oh dear. This is a 1.5 mil apparently. The other stuff was 1. Oh no. The other stuff was 3/64ths. I think that was CPC I got that from. A bit over the top, isn't it? You know, at least they've got it. Can't complain, they have got the stuff. Docking T5 seconds. Okay, and I want to make sure that just goes round the bend so as the transistor doesn't short out on the can itself. Right. So I'm just going to grab on to the end of it. That'll act as a heat sink then, so it won't melt the solder on the join, if you know what I mean. Too many butt jokes. Oh dear. There we go. Right. So let's have a look at this one. As I say, I did zap this one. Yes, I know, I've not connected it yet. Be patient. Okay, you got to tell these component testers they just run away. I think they own the place. Well, what are we going to do? I mean, that's got an HFE of 244. The other one was 75. Could still be a noisy transistor though, couldn't it? Leakage 0.3. You know, I have zapped that transistor. I did test it before I put it back in, and I was pretty confident that it was good. Let's just make sure we haven't got any shorts on it. That would be a bit silly, wouldn't it, if we did? Again, I was so tidy before I started this today. It's all collapsing behind me now. It's all collapsing. Variac safety tomorrow. Is that what you're doing, Sean, is it? Variac safety. Yeah, don't lick the terminals. Right. Let's see if we've got any connection between any of these leads. I don't think that transistor's that brilliant that I've just put in there, you know. So I'm going to go on to the shield wire, so shouldn't be any connection here at all. So that's onto the collector, nothing. Base nothing, emitter nothing. So that transistor is good. I don't know. I need a solder. I'm failing. I need a solder, people, quickly. Ring the emergency solder hotline. You're the Man Cave Workshop, Paul, are you? Oh, sorry, it was Paul that said, you know what it's like. You know what it's like in here, live streaming. You don't know what's going on. It is our stash, actually. There's only 2 cans of beer in the house. Literally 2 cans of beer, and that's it. So it is her stash, really. Car? I don't know if she's still out with the dogs. See if I can shake down for some more cider, but... Oh, she's... You haven't got any more cider down there, have you? Ah, oh, she's done it. She's drunk it. Damn. It's gone. The box is gone. The box is gone. You've got a can? I've got a can, have I? Let's hook it back up again. That's all right. You say I've got a can still. So there's only a pint left, apparently. I must have had a good old slug of it. ER, what have we got?
Doombar.
Doombar.
2.
2? ER. Hang on. I'm gonna get Doombar. Can't you walk up any further than that? Why's that? You do it if I'm on or not? I'm on. I am on. No, don't swear. She's done it again. Every time, doesn't... Gosh, you've got to drag it down to a new level, hasn't she? You've got to drag it down to a new level. Look what I've got. My last 2. That's the only 2 in the house. That is the only 2. The only 2. Everything tells me off. Everything tells me off, ZX. Everything tells me off. Right, where's my speaker? That's that one there. Let's hook it up again and see if that made any difference whatsoever. Rob, Valium. What are you saying? What are you saying, Rob? Thanks very much, oh mate. Doom. It's all. That's not good, is it? Really, it is all doom, isn't it? At the moment, it's all doom. Doom. I've still got a little tiny drop of cider left. I better have that first. I'm gonna have to mix it with the doom. You have me doing 10 caps an hour. Oh, you're not. I thought you meant me, Cody's Junior. He wants to make a light switch now for under his cabin bed. Make a light switch. Cheers, Rob. Anyway, thank you very much for that, mate. Appreciate it. I've got the Doom. The Doom is in reserve. Okay, let me think. Let's get the SIG-Gen turned on again. I've got all this. This is crazy, isn't it? These whacking great bags for heat shrink. What are CPC thinking? What are they thinking? It's huge, look. It's bigger than me. Dear, oh dear. Right, let's set my SIG-Gen back up again. So, RF generator, frequency, we've got 10. I've done 11 then. It doesn't want to do it now. I think I confused it. I pushed the button too quick. Make sure it's what I'm rolling over here at the moment. Anyway, Valium for me. Oh yes, Derek, because Derek sent me an airband kit at Christmas. And I still haven't got around to it yet, Derek. It's sat over there on my desk, actually. That might be an interesting start, mightn't it? An interesting project we can run over a few days. But I'm not having much luck with airband at the moment. I did see that, Paul. I did give it the thumbs up. I didn't put a comment on because of the whole TV thing, but no, he's doing good. He seemed to enjoy that, didn't he? Right, where are we? That's connected, that's connected, that's connected. SIG-Gen lead. Where have I thrown that capacitor to? Where's my cap gone? Gotta watch it because the goats take the capacitors. If you're not careful, there it is. Let's just connect that with a clip lead instead. Real tools. Let's have a look. There's a whacking great ground plane there, so what's connected to that? Everything's connected. Right, so it looks like I can join on the negative there. Try again. RF generator, frequency 10 point. Come on, point. I've really got to get this apart. 10.7 megahertz. Level minus 20 dBm. Modulation. Level, let's go 80%. I think I've got a problem with my output on AM because I've tried tuning up loads of stuff on 30% AM and it won't even hear it at all. Simon, back again. Welcome back, mate. You home from work yet? I gotta go and cook tea in a minute, people, so I'm not gonna be like mega late today. Sausages and mash for tea tonight. Cooked by Mr. Cruncher. Right, let's go on that one. No, it doesn't, Andrew. Still got that buzzing, popping noise, isn't it? I think I'm going to have to do this other one next. But anyway, won't be tonight. Let's pop the level up then. That's actually worse than the other one. That's worse. I can barely hear that. No. You just had sausages and rolls, have you? Oh, not chicken tonight. No, these aren't making a blind bit of difference. If I push the modulation up to 80%, up to 99%, it's going. We could try injecting some airband into it. Let's stick the RF generator on, say 130. Let's go 127 actually. That's more in the middle. See if we can find that. No. So I mean that should be absolutely swamping it, but it's not anywhere to be heard. Don't know what you're looking at there. You can't really see what I'm up to, can you? I'm just tuning it around at the moment. Yeah, it's not got a very good gain, John, has it, at all, that one? I mean, that's pretty rubbish. That's pretty rubbish. I'm not going to stick another transistor in it now. I'm going to leave that one, and we'll probably rejoin that one again in a couple of days. I'm going to work on this one tomorrow. That's my plan. I've started it today. I got the AM working. Previously, the AM wasn't working at all, so I've got that done today. But I need to really go through this strip. I'm going to take that one out. Let's have a quick look at those other AF124s I've got. HFE of 75 is rubbish. The guy might be getting those back. Let's have a look at the other ones that he sent me. It's so tempting, George. You can see why I've got to keep putting this radio down. It's one of those things. It's just doing my head in, really, but I don't want to give up on it. I could just send it back and say, really sorry, but I can't get the airband working, but it's all about the airband on this radio. Let's just try another one of these transistors. because that one was pretty rubbish at 75. Hopefully you won't give me a rubbish batch. That one's 71. Anybody got a data sheet on an AF124 a minute? Gain on these is rubbish. I suppose you get what you pay for, don't you? But doing me Sweden, yeah, it is. It's doing me Sweden. Me turnip. It's doing me turnip in. Try another one. 64. Come on, this can't be right. They've got to be up around the hundreds, surely. I think these could be going back, you know. Although I've fitted one now, so I don't suppose I'll be able to send them back. They might be good for making stick insects out of or something. What are you going on about now, Graham? What are you going on about now? I just don't know. I need Doom. I need Doom. $131. That's good. Yeah, I'm going to. That's more like it. Can anybody pull a data sheet up a minute for AF124 and see what the HFE range is on them? I would have thought it would have been in the low to mid hundreds, but I don't suppose the sellers selling them for gain. Try that one. 105. So both of those are in the hundreds. So I suppose they're okay. Cheap for a reason, you reckon, George, do you? What else have we got here? 125s. I've got some more 124s there. Now these are from a supplier I've used before. Oh, so 40 to 140. So they're all right then. He's obviously not giving me the best gain ones, has he? Let's try these because these are from my usual supplier. These are really shiny as well. Shiny, I like shiny things. I like shiny things. Going slightly mad, I think. 198. That's a bit different, isn't it? 198 HFE on that one. So I think we may pop that one in there. Just have a quick look at the circuit again. While we're here. Not the circuit. I want the okay. Yeah, well, that tells me right there, look. What I was looking at was this one here, TR2. What it is, it's an AF115. So I probably got an AF125 in there because I put all AF transistors in this. I can't see in that light. I'm sure this LED light is getting dimmer, you know. I'm sure it's getting dimmer. So yeah, I think I'm going to put that one to one side. Let's, what did I say? These are AF125s. Bit crusty looking. Are they 125s? Let's try an AF125 then. Is that 125s? Yeah, that's a nice shiny one. Somebody stored these really well. It is, isn't it? You know, I've got one that's reading 61 there and one that's reading just under 200. That's a massive difference. A big difference. Let's have a look at one of these then. See what these are doing. What am I looking at? Oh, yeah, that's... So this is AF125. So what I'll do is I'll change the AF125 that I put in there, pull that one out and put this one in. I've just got to, I'm not going to do this tonight, but this is the radio that I'm currently working on. So this is what's on my bench at the moment. The objective today wasn't to fully repair or restore a radio. It was just purely to see if I could advance it a bit further and let you see what I was up to. $113. So that one's okay. So I'll put those two to one side. These can go back in that bag. So I've got a couple good ones and a couple not so good ones there, but if George says the range is 40 to 140, then they are in the ballpark, aren't they? They're certainly not dead. And I suspect AF125 is the same. Oh, Russians definitely will, yes. Yeah, they go up to VHF, I believe. As I say, the gain on the one I put in originally, the AF114 that I zapped, that was fine. It's still working well. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to carry on with that tomorrow. But what I thought I'd just do quickly before I finish is just show you what came in today. So I had a chap that emailed me, and he said, would I look at a couple radios for him, which obviously I will. And it was Sony stuff, and I do like Sony stuff. I like working on Sony gear. And one of them was a Walkman, so I thought, oh yeah, I'd like to get my teeth into a Walkman. I haven't worked on one of those for quite a while. So he said that there was issues. He'd had a go at fixing it himself, and he'd managed to get the parts to fix it, but it still didn't work. So I said, well, yeah, I'll happily have a look at it. So anyway, the Walkman has arrived, and this is what's turned up. Let's get the camera. Let's get the camera adjusted a bit. This is what's turned up. So there is more to it. This isn't everything, but we've got a bag of bits here. This is scary, I'll tell you. Let's get some tweezers. I should have put my blue mat back out for this, but the blue mat blows the camera out for some reason. So I'm just having a bit of a poke around in the bits a minute. Let's have a poke around in the bits. So this is we've got some gears, some cogs. Yeah, that one's got a couple teeth off of it. Yeah, that one's not very healthy. A broken flat flex cable, as they call them. Another piece there that looks broken. Again, I've not checked this out. This is the first time I've seen this. Something else broken there, plastic by the looks of it. Oh my God, look at the size of this stuff. It's miniature. I've got tweezers here, look. Let's get you on, let's get the overhead camera on this, I think. This is going to be a nightmare, isn't it? I'm going to probably wish I agreed to this, but you know. I'm a glutton for punishment, you know me. I'll have a go at most things. He's having a laugh. I think he is. Oh my God. Okay. Moving that way or that way. Okay. My little light on. Let's turn the little light off. Let's get rid of me a minute. Let's have a little look through what we got here then. So, say we've got various gears. Got a gear. Reminds me, I've got to pour myself a pint. We've got this broken flat flex cable. Some miniature washers. I mean, these tweezers are really fine, and I can just pick that up. Tiny screws. Oh, it looks like a socket of some. Oh, hang on, we got dodgy contact on that. Whatever that is. It's like a plug-in socket of some description. Push button, maybe. More gears. I mean, these bits, to be fair, if you've got a broken gear and you've got a spare gear, that is like gold dust. So we've got another. Okay, this is the head by the looks of it. That's the playback head by the looks of it. So that's where that other bit of flat flex cable is broken off of. I would assume that that's broken off of there. Yes, it has. This looks like the drive mechanism. Part of the deck. We've got somehow got a belt attached to that. I assume this goes in there somewhere. That's a cassette Mac. So we've got a head, but it's got a broken flat flex cable, so really it's not much cop. They certainly did make these things miniature, didn't they? Couple springs. Yeah, looks like some sort of push button or knob. Look at this! Look at this spring. That's miniature. Miniaturization, isn't it? Look at that. Oh dear, oh dear. So yeah, that's bag one. Bin job. Double the hourly rate. See, it says on the bag belt for Sony Walkman, and that's the model it is. It's a WMEX808, and it's a lovely bit of kit, to be fair. You know, I would like one of these myself. Not in this condition, mind you. So I think he's bought a spare set, and I think he's taken these bits off the original and fitted the ones, fitted them back on the other set. I think. Just put these back in a minute. Don't want to lose any of these little tiny screws. He's having a laugh, Mike's saying. Do you pity me, people? Do you pity me? Do you pity me? This is what it's reduced to. This is what it's reduced to. This is what the virus has done. I don't want to lose any of these screws or these little tiny washers, because they'll be unique probably to this set. Where do you buy these little tiny screws then? Anybody know a place where you can buy these things? Could sell it to China. Acid would be kinder to it. Oh, it's not good, isn't it? You won't be investing your out. You love tapes, really. You've got that NAD, Paul, don't forget. I've seen it. I've seen it. It's in the back of my car. Then it went in the back of your van. You put it right back in the box and send it back where it comes from. I know. I like to have it. I like a challenge, Doug. You know that. I haven't seen the actual unit yet. I haven't seen it. Or oh, see, I nearly lost one then. Yeah, this is certainly a high power magnification job to fix this thing, isn't it? Certainly got a stripped gear there anyway. It's nearly all back in the box. How are we doing? 6 o'clock. So I've been on nearly 3 hours now. That's me waffling again though, isn't it? Mainly. It's my own fault waffling. Right. I think that's all the bits safely back in the bag. I suppose really I ought to clean my hands after handling something that someone sent, and I suppose. You need a drink, John. Yeah. You question my sanity if I accept that job. I know. Who's got the time to mess with a basket case over paying customers' radios? Mike, I'm insane. Okay. So that is the spares, don't forget, people. You know, you're getting a bit carried away here. This is not the main event. Thank you very much, Mike. Okay. So bag number 2. Let's have a look in this one. And this is the spares set. I'm 99.9% sure. It's going to need more than several beers. In fact, let's get one on the go straight away. I think I need Doom. I need Doom for the Doom. Doom for the Doom. Doom. One of only 2 cans left in the house. Got to swill the cider out of it a minute. Hang on. Bear with me, and I'll show you the rest of it. Again, it's not something we're going to work on today, but it is in for repair. We'll see. If it's not repairable, it's not repairable, and it'll go back. But right. So cheers, everybody. think I just dropped a couple little tiny bits on the floor then. But I don't think they were relevant. Doomed. Right, here's the other bit. Okay, so we've actually got some flat flex. So I'm not going to pull this about too much because we've actually got some. It's obviously the motor. Look at the tiny motor. That. Whoa. I know I'm a glutton for punishment, but I do love stuff like this. Look at all that lovely surface mountage. Oh, we've got a little coil there. What is that then? Again, the flat flex cable's still attached. A diddy little crystal that. So this is what the board looks like. Send it back. It needs Paul Daniels. This is not the one for repair, though. Don't forget that, people. This is the spares. This is the spares radio. Can we see that? Yeah, we can. So whereabouts are we? We're looking at here, aren't we? Okay, so if you look at my tweezers, these are like pinhead size. This is tiny, tiny. Anyway, like I say, this is the spares spares set. So really useful if you need a motor, whatever this coil does. It could be the erase head, maybe. Not sure. Little miniature switches on the end here, look. Little tiny toggle switches. Well, I think it's switches. Well, maybe it's not. It might be. That is switches. Yeah, miniature switches. So yes, that's another bit of the spares radio. And that's the other side with all the gear wheels on it. It looks like it is belt drive though. Needs dusty bin. It's tiny, isn't it? It is tiny. You know, I am trying to teach myself to work on this miniature stuff, so you know, you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? So let's carefully put that back in, because I say that motor will be really useful for spares. This is obviously one of the later Sony Walkmans where they really did miniaturize stuff. So, that's the spares. I believe in this year 10, be the main event in this year 10. Are we ready? Shouldn't touch my face, should I? So, this is the little selectory thingy, the remote. It's got all the bits with it, see? Okay, so that was the thing with the broken pins that we looked at just now, if you remember. Put the light this side, you can see better then. That was the thing with the broken pins, so that was the remote by the looks of it. Battery in there, so we don't need that. I don't mind waffling to you lot. Keeps us busy, doesn't it? Gives you something to do. I've got an itchy nose now. Right, so this is the Walkman itself. Whoa, look at that. It's like a slab of pure platinum or something, pure silver. A silver ingot. Oh, it's blowing the camera out. Steady, steady. Right. So the latching mechanism is not there. So this one, we can see inside there that this one is whole. Let's get you on the overhead camera. Oop, hell. Yeah, it's not connected there by the looks of it. So there's our head. So whether this cable broke, I don't know. Can you see what I'm up to there? It looks, I mean, the pinch roller is filthy on that. It looks like it's actually eaten something. That pinch roller is absolutely useless. But I think we've got a pinch roller in the spares, haven't we? So the business end and all the gears and everything is down in underneath here. So hey Clive, how you doing, mate? Yeah. One of those things, isn't it? I mean, it must be repairable. It's whether I can repair it or not is the question, isn't it? So yeah, we've got some screws out, so it's partially put back together. There's a screw there that just fell out of somewhere. It's one of those, I think. Let's pop that now. Let's pop that in a little bag. No, that's Andy's. Ooh, Andy's grommets. There they are, Andy. Ready to go in the post. Andy back, that is. So there you are. That's. I expect that's for that lever there, isn't it? I'll bet. That's just wiggled its way out in the. Or the thread stripped. If the thread stripped, we're in trouble. Cool, my stomach's going. It's obviously tea time. Yeah, I would think that goes in there. Look. Let's just get one of my teeny tinies. Where's my little screwdrivers? I only had them out here earlier. So miniature, it's going to be that one. He certainly is shiny. There. That is where it came out from. I don't know what's happened to the latch bit, unless that's the bit that fell on the floor just now. But a lovely, lovely Walkman. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Very, very nice. Back in the day would have cost an absolute arm and a leg. So that's what I've got to fix. That's what I've been given to fix. And I've been given the bag of spares to fix it with. So there you are. If that's not a challenge, I do not know what is. Gotta be careful I don't run over any of those little tiny bits that fell on the floor. Right, back to the main camera. Not the main camera, the Nikon camera. Because I'm gonna be needing to go very shortly. So let's get me chat up. We'll have another little bit of a chat. I better do me hands after touching all that lot, am I? Because the virus can live on surfaces for, I don't know, I'm sure I heard somewhere that it can live on metallic surfaces for up to 9 days or something, can't it? So I should have wiped that down first, shouldn't I, really? Naughty boy, bad toad. It is metal as well, Mike, so yeah, very nice. Or Doug, I'm not sure who said that then. Let me get back onto my main chat. So there we are. Lockdown live. We are live and we are in lockdown. Lights going. Mrs. Cruncher wants her sausage and mash, which I'm cooking tonight. So we're having chipolatas from the local farm shop. Mash with potatoes from the local farm shop, and whatever veg we got frozen in the freezer. But I shall be making the mash from scratch. I know you smash here. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. As I say, I did pop on bit of a last minute sort of thought and not really prepared anything today. I just thought I'd drag you in and show you what I was working on. And thanks for all the hints and tips. Always appreciated. A lot of you guys are far more skilled than I actually am and know a lot more than I do. So always appreciate some input. And we have managed to fix quite a few things that I probably wouldn't have been able to fix on my own. So great stuff. So the question is really then, do you want to do some more of these? Is it worth me popping on, say, every other day and doing a bit of a what's on the bench today type thing, really? Is that something you want to do? Do the monster mash? Thanks, Mike. I'm not gone quite yet, but what is it today? Tuesday, so it'll be Thursday. Did we do 2 days on the trot, Saturday and Sunday? I'm not sure. as I say, I just thought today I'd just pop on and see what your thoughts were. So Nick's saying keep them coming. Derek wants more. Dave Rhodes, hell yeah. Sean wants Monster Mash. Oh dear. Put your amp on the bench. I will do, Gary. It's definitely getting closer to being done, mate. If I do get it done, I'll have to put it on your doorstep and do a runner quick before you come out, won't I? Because you'll probably want to hug me when I've done that one. So get on as much as you can. I need more radio fixing and given a new life. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, John. Rob, cheers, thank you. As I said, it's going to be sort of this sort of time every day. Not every day. Every time I come on, it's going to be around about this time because Mrs. Cruncher's home now for the duration, so we want to spend our evenings together, really. Sunday doesn't matter because she's used to Sundays going into like crazy o'clock. But yeah, there you are. So as I say, as always, if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Please leave comments if you want to see more. Tell me what you want to see. I know someone there wanted to see a bit more on fault finding. Fault finding is one of those things I sort of go at it a bit scattergun, really. I'll do one thing and I'll check that and I'll do another thing. It's not really very structured, my fault finding, as you probably all know. But we do get there usually in the end. Self-isolate and put the missus in the shed. She can't fit in there, Gary. There's too much stuff in there. So thanks again for those that have done the super chats today. Much appreciated. And thanks to my Patreons. I will try and get some other videos out. I've got some other videos lined up to come out as well. So it's all happening. It's all happening. But I have got radios to fix as well. So one of those things, I can't do it all, but I can do a lot of it. Mike wants to see a full restoration. Yeah. Sean wants to see his MILF wobulator action. He loves a good wobble, Sean. You like a good wobulator, Sean, don't he? A full restoration? Yes, Mike, it's up there. It's lurking. It's waiting. It's getting ever closer. It's got 7 radios in front of it, Mike. 7. 7 in front of it. But you never know. If I crack on and don't do too many live streams, I could get lots of radios fixed, couldn't I? Because I can't. I tend to fix a lot when I'm on a live stream. It slows you down a bit. Give us a peek. You want a quick peek, do you? That Walkman has made you ill enough to go back to bed. I'll tell you what, George. Just to cheer you up, I'll see if I can take some pictures of it and send it on to you. Oh dear. You want a peek? Mike wants a peek. Let's chuck that on for George then a minute, so he can have a final look at the Walkman and see if I can reach Mr. Mike Atlantis's Atlantis. I can't, Mike. Sorry, mate. I cannot get at it. I cannot get to it, Mike. I've got the cameras in the way at the moment. I have the cameras in the way. I can show you where it is. I can show you where it is. We can do the mobile cam thing. Right, where is my webcam? There it is. So this is my sort of repair area. I've got a couple shelves there which I use. Sorry, the light's blowing that out. A couple shelves there which I use for keeping customer repairs in, so I know what's going on. So some Tony stuff there, Tony Davies. And up on the top there, lurking, I don't know if you can see that or not. There he is. There he is, Mike. The Dynatron Atlantis. The reason I can't get at it is because the cameras are in the way. Look, that camera and that camera are both in the way. So you can see why I can't get at it. Tis a big setup here. Yeah, there you are. So that's as close as I can get you to it, Mike. That's as close as I can get to it. Harvey, you've been in and out, have you? Shaking it all about. Ah. There you go. You've had your fix, Mike. You've had your fix. Incidentally, I need a haircut. I'm going to buy some clippers and I'm going to have my hair cut. I think we ought to video that, didn't we? We ought to video that, really. Mrs. Cruncher is going to cut my hair with the clippers. Do you think I should let her? I mean, look at the state of it. It's all... I haven't had it done because I won't be very well, and now with all this going on, it's just too big a risk to try and go and get your hair cut. As unfortunately, Sean knows that too well. Butch, I've got a good head of hair, but it does. I like a nice tight shave, you know. No, yeah, she would. I've got to be really careful, George, because she would do that. She would do that. And welcome, Butch, by the way, and Harvey. Let her loose on it. You can talk me through it. You need to talk me through it, Sean. I need help. I might try and cut my own hair. And leave Mike's saying cut your own hair and leave Mrs. Cruncher the Walkman to do. She would see that. She would sling that clean out the window, Mike. It would be gone. Oh, you don't need to go away, Butch. I've got to go away and do my dinner myself, mate, to be fair. It's so easy with clippers. Yeah. But do you want a bold cruncher? Would that wouldn't be a good look, really, would it? Wouldn't be a good look, really, at all. I mean, this is a side view, look. Side view. What do you think? Oh dear. It's definitely got too long, look. It's all scraggy and I've got to use gel to keep it in because it's just fly away. It's just fly away. Just fly away. It's cooking as you speak. Catch you soon, James. Butch James. Go for dreadlocks. It's not that long yet, Mike. Anyway, people, I hope you've enjoyed that today. Just a quick look around what I'm doing. We had a little bit of a play. We changed the transistor. A lot more work in that radio yet, but we're getting somewhere. I've got some AM working now. I can sort of get an IF through it, but I'm going to need to get the wobbler out, I think, and see if we can see where it peaks. But yeah, there you go. So, people, thanks again for your contributions today, and catch you probably in a couple days. If you want me to pop on again, just leave it in the comments if you would, and I'll see you soon, and stay safe, and I'll hopefully have some more beer next time we meet. Bye for now. That is if I can get everything sorted here. Here we go then.